There was talks about Hurricane Dorian coming from the Florida area into Georgia and headed towards Charleston. The governor would come in to let everybody know that evacuation was in order. Once the storm passed, everybody was ready to get back to work. We worked the vessel, the Golden Ray.
We discharged 256 cars. We came in at 7 o'clock start, and we finished right before 12 o'clock.
Well, I received a phone call around 3 o'clock.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back up.
Roger. Breaking news. Cargo ship capsizes off the coast of Georgia. U.S. Coast Guard.
It was devastating because we had just worked the vessel.
On the way to the island, I was just praying.
Everybody that was on the pier started praying, and were their lives lost on this vessel?
I know it was a crew on there. I didn't know if anybody was rescued or dead. I just knew just to pray. Once I heard that 20 of the crew was rescued, I felt a little better that my prayers being answered, but then they were saying that it was 4 that was still on there. If I was on a ship and it was standing sideways in total darkness,
I probably would have been hopeless.
I was just praying that maybe that they in a place where they're all right, and hoping that they were together and keeping each other motivated and uplifted. When they put that last gentleman out, the only thing came in my mind was good. Everybody's safe.
The next move was putting our life back together. Everybody that was standing out there was saying, you know, if the channel was closed for 1 to 4 months, what type of impact would it have?
It would have been a major impact. Georgia Port in Savannah and Brunswick generates so much job opportunities for truckers, processing, the rail cars, bringing cars in and out. It would have been devastating.
We work with a great group of men and women. The Coast Guard, Georgia Port Authority, pilots, everybody got together and they were strategizing how we could move forward. We had got past the storm. Everyone was retrieved from the vessel. It was just a matter of time before we started back working.
Brunswick Port is open for business.
We're quickly coming up on our 10-year anniversary this year, and we will have made our 3 millionth car in September of this year. We produce 3 different Kia models at this plant. We produce the Kia Sorento, the Kia Optima, and we now produce the Kia Telluride, which is our first export vehicle to markets outside North America. And this is where the port in Brunswick is so important to us. So the Georgia Ports Authority has been involved with this Kia plant since the beginning. The initial announcement of the plant coming here was in 2006. Well, our relationship with the port has continued to grow. For one, when you start out an operation, you're ramping up production over a period of time. We went from 1 shift to 3 shifts, and that requires more incoming product for us to build the cars. It is about reliability, it is about integrity. When we have storms that come through the Atlantic Ocean, we have to make decisions about how we're going to continue to run our production. So we're able to reach out with the Georgia Port Authority and start to move materials to a closer point so that we can continue our operations here. Reliability comes in the fact that they deliver exactly what we need at the exact time that we need. And for a just-in-time business, that's important to us.
Okabashi Brands has been here in Beaufort, Georgia since 1984. We've been making shoes ever since then. We are celebrating our 35th anniversary this year, which is very exciting for the company. We have 3 brands of shoes we're making, and we've also been really focusing on growing our export business. We're seeing the interest level, we're seeing the products get out into markets, especially in Taiwan and Japan and Korea, and we're seeing people getting excited. One thing that makes Okabashi pretty unique is that we are run by a women-led team. There's myself, I'm the president, and our CEO, Sarah. We are a little bit unique because there are not a lot of women leadership teams of manufacturing companies out there. But you know what? There are also not a lot of footwear companies in the United States, period. We do feel like we're kind of blazing a trail here. I think that there's a lot of great things going on in Georgia right now. It's been consistently rated as one of the best states in the country, if not the best, to start and run a business. It's very business friendly. The port is definitely benefiting from that because there are more companies that are popping up. There are more companies that are growing, small businesses like ours. Every big conglomerate had to start somewhere. They had to start small. One of the things I really like about working with the Port of Savannah is that I feel like we get very good service level there. I know that we are growing our export business. Right now we're talking about a container at a time, but the amount of time it takes to move through there, it's very quick and it's very reliable. Whether it's 1 container or 100, they treat them all with respect and they treat them all with attention. You don't have to be the biggest exporter already to get good service, and that's really important because we can't grow our business if we can't have a reliable port to work with. We have to move our goods out of the country, and that's huge for us.
Our clientele, they buy BMWs, they expect a perfect car. Our job here at the port is to make sure that all the checks are done, the safety is good, and the car is exactly what they expect. BMW decided that they're going to make a major investment here in the facility. Right now we have about 3 construction projects going on. We're redoing our front offices to bring it up to speed. The last time that was done was 30 years ago. We are eventually going to expand the interior of this building. Right now we can handle 300 cars per day. We're going to go up to about 500 cars per day. Of course, being in the south, the costs are a little lower, so that has a factor played into it. Our process partners here on the port, that plays a factor into it. And expansion. The port has committed to expanding its acreage, so we have the ability, if we need to lease more land if needed for our expansion here. We have a tremendous relationship with the Georgia Port Authority. The communication between the port and all the OEMs here on the port is outstanding. Any questions, concerns, problems, suggestions, all communicated back and forth. Their skill sets are vast. Anything we've needed here, we've gotten a response immediately. The Port Authority Police communication, tremendous. Some people think it's a little bit of overkill, but you know what? We don't have issues. We've never lost a car from theft here. I'm very happy to be here for the next 20 plus years.